What is very interesting, Mr. Ashwini Kumar, is that the number of companies that did not turn up for the screening committee meeting is much longer than those who did turn up. In which country does it happen? Which country that you are allocating blocks of coal that obviously have a potential value into tens and hundreds of crores, and the companies don't even turn up for making presentations before the screening committee? And if they don't turn up for making presentations before the screening committee, 17 companies, 34 coal blocks allocated on one single day, which means on one single day, more companies were given coal blocks than were given in an entire decade, and that too when their officials did not even do the courtesy of turning up at the screening committee meeting. Is that a manner in which the screening committee should be operating, Mr. Ashwini Kumar?
You know, the problem in discussing a thing with you, Arnab, is that you get carried away by a few facts and then you have the ability to distort them to a point where heads I win, tails you loses the situation. Now let me attempt to answer you. This story has been going around for a very long time. That 2 people applied and 7 got the allotment or 10 got the allotment. Let me tell you, this has been raised specifically with respect to the Rampaya coal block. In that coal block, there were not only 2 applicants, there were all these 17, 18, 19 applicants. But the reserves in that particular block were far larger than were required by the 2 applicants who made the presentation. There were these other 7 or 8 people who had made presentations with respect to other blocks for allotment. Now, in order to rationalize the allotment and in order to ensure that excessive blocks were not allocated where the reserves could be distributed, the Rampaya block was allocated to 7-8 people. It is not as if only 2 applied.
Mr. Minister,
all the others had applied, but they had made presentations for others.
I am not talking
you may not have been talking, but this is one of the examples.
No, but we must put it in context.
This is one of the examples.
No, Mr. Minister, you are making an assumption.
Please, let me.
Allow me.
I'm sorry.
Explain.
I am giving you an example. I am giving you an example.
But the example is flawed.
You say an example is flawed, and it will become flawed.
No, it's on the basis of what's in the papers.
You can't be a prosecutor, adjudicator, debater, and the arbitrator.
Mr. Ashwini Kumar, with all respect, and I thank you.
Can I debate with Ravi? Rather than with the prosecutor?
No, but let me just, I'll come to Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, but since you said that I'm referring to the Rampaya
You are not letting me reply to the BJP.
No, but I'm getting it. I'm coming to Mr. Prasad.
Just because I mentioned a coal block, I mentioned a coal block does not detract from my argument.
Mr. Minister, if
wait a minute. Let me paraphrase your argument. I'm sorry. You said that there were 2 applicants and 6 got the plot. 6 got the coal mine, and they did not come for making presentations. There's an answer to that.
No, I have
not said that. There's a complete answer to that. All right, please repeat what you are saying.
I will repeat what I said. My point to you was completely not about the Rampaya coal block, where 108 applicants were there. 2 were allowed to make presentations before the screening committee. That is another context which you are referring to. I did not. I am referring to a page of the screening committee report according to which several companies were given a notice and they still did not turn up for making a presentations. I am not talking of the Rampaya coal blocks. I am talking of coal blocks spread through Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, Orissa and Chhattisgarh, all on a single day. However, despite their absence, which is 34 blocks among 17 companies were distributed. My question to you was, in which country does this happen that even a junior official from the companies does not go to the screening committee and the blocks are allocated? That was
what happens? So what's the argument?
No, how is this allocation?
What's the argument?
No,
please understand. Please understand. Let me repeat it. The process is, you yourself said, and you confirmed it correctly, that you first insert an advertisement and invite applications. The applications are received with the documentation in the screening committee. These are referred back to the state government. The state government, with its comments, forwards them back to the screening committee. Some people choose to come before the screening committee to make a presentation.
Okay.
It is possible that I don't know, but it is possible that some companies may not have made a presentation. You can fault the allotment if you can demonstrate that the allotments were made dehors the guidelines or in breach of the guidelines and parameters, not merely on the basis of whether a junior or a senior officer came to make a presentation.
So you're saying the government...
Same facts and
it's interesting. I take your point. You are saying it's not important whether a company makes a pitch. The government will decide irrespective of whether a company makes a strong pitch or not. That's interesting, Mr. Prasad. Now let Mr. Prasad respond.
This is a cynical interpretation.
Okay,
it's a cynical interpretation. No, I'm sorry. I have to respond to Ravi.
The other
points.
No, can Mr. Prasad respond
Ravi
to your
made
point?
3 points. Look, yours is not the only point that is important. Ravi made important points. Ravi said that as far as the delay was concerned, it has not been explained away by us. I am telling Ravi that only a law minister of his brilliance can take a decision and give an opinion in 2 days. Please do not ascribe the same brilliance to lesser mortals, the joint secretaries and the law secretaries in the ministry.
Now, Mr.
And I'm saying so honestly.
Sure. Now let him
the point is that justice hurried is justice buried. Sometimes decisions are expedited in the law ministry to favor people, and they are expeditiously done. And I'm not suggesting it was done in the time of my good friend Ravi. I know Ravi will do the right thing. But please do not make a joke out of every argument.
Mr. Ashwini Kumar, I feel that what I am putting out today is not a joke. What I am putting out is the factual facts of what is in the screening committee recommendations. No government official can deny these facts. Now you are entitled to your interpretation. I am simply putting the facts out and putting a question. Now, if people don't attend meetings, they don't come for presentation, they are still allotted. If the government changes the vetting process, all of this is happening. It might appear to be a joke to you. So for some others, it may not be. My raising these points might be a joke for you. For some others, it might not be. That's all right. But Mr. Prasad has now got a right to respond to you.
Your interpretation is a joke.
Oh, fine. It's all right. My interpretation of it, Mr. Minister, you say is a joke. That's all right. You have a right to say so. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad's response now to Ashwini Kumar.
Arno, let me put things in a perspective. And I'm really happy today you have placed a lot of uncomfortable questions and also the screening committee report. In 2000, we brought the Coal Mine Exploitation Amendment Act. The standing committee approved it for bringing transparent mechanism for private sector. Pending in the Raj Sabha till 2004, no action taken by their government. We went out of power. 2003, Energy Act was changed, City Act. Generation became delicensed, coal mine need rose. They did the right thing by going for a bidding process. They need to be complimented for that. But then starts the real story. The first objection by the PMO, the state's objection overruled in 2005, kept on delaying in because of law ministry, because of left hand, because of right hand, and the whole world knows that bidding process is going to come into effect. Therefore, make hay till the sun shines. And again I repeat, why in 3 years' time, 145 coal blocks when the Prime Minister is in office as a coal minister, none of which have come into production as per their own admission today in the Parliament by the coal minister in his reply, giving 70 blocks. No contribution to GDP. And Arnaud, don't forget one thing, the government does not get a single farthing. They get coal as captive coal mines on a concessional rate. They pay only royalty. But by allocation of these coal mines, their business profile, their stocks, their share go very high, as in case of 2G once you get the spectrum. And last point is very important, where I need to compliment you and your team for putting before the country. This we were hearing only in whispers. 2 people were considered, 10 were asked to pile on them. The blocks were segregated, and those who were asked to pile on, I have got the recommendations of central ministers with me. I don't want to embarrass them as to how they recommended their cases.
What is the point you're making? You can make your point, then I'll let Mr. Ashwini Kumar respond to you.
I have got the entire standing committee recommendations that no 2008, after 2008, no screening committee meeting took place. But in 2009, in 2010, in 2011, coal blocks were allotted. Therefore, people who were sure to get the coal block were very sure. No need to make presentations. Come what may, we will get the coal blocks. either by ourselves or to share with someone else.
That's it.
Therefore,
You've made a
when the
strong
law was
point. I
going
think
to be
we'll have
changed
to
for
get the
bidding,
rebut.
yes,